Brandino Wolfensteino. That's right. We're talking about One Punch Man. Saitama. The greatest of the great. The incredible. The insurmountable. The most powerful OP person in manga, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that he's the most powerful ever because, number one, we have plenty of powers that may be way higher levels than him. But in the idea of the world that they live in, Hero City Z, you have to remember that clearly, time and time again, all we see is that Saitama is that guy. That guy that can sit there and punch straight through meteors that were classed at dragon level. Dragon level, just below the divine. And he ended that like it was nothing. We seen him fight against, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. You know, Cyclops guy. Cyclops Blanca. I'm trying to remember what his name is. Damn, that was a couple chapters back. You remember him. He was tough. And I remember when I saw the fight too, because a lot of people were telling me, hey, watch One Punch Man, read One Punch Man, and especially now that Saitama's getting his own freaking animated series, can't wait for that to drop. If it hasn't already dropped, I hope it hasn't yet, and I didn't even get a chance to watch it. But anyway, I'm just gonna do a brief overview of the series and my thoughts so far. This video might not be as long as my normal ones, but But anyway, so coming into One Punch Man, I already knew about Saitama for a while. And I started reading One Punch Man a while ago when my friends told me about it. So thanks to one of the guys that commented. I don't have the YouTube up now. You know who you are. But thanks to one of the guys that commented, it was like, hey, read One Punch Man. And manga is great. And I'm like, yeah, I've been reading it. I just haven't finished it. So I'm all caught up now. The last chapter that I have here is the one that they dropped on May 3rd, which I'm surprised they haven't dropped one in a while. So I'm guessing this is like a monthly manga where they drop a few in a month. I don't know. But the last chapter that I read, which everybody should know by now, is the chapter where basically White Fang is kicking his last protege out of his temple because that guy Garo, which I'm thinking that Garo is his son. Like, I don't even think that, he's just some random guy. I really think that Garo is just White Fang's son. And after he's seen like his dad be the hero and triumph all the time, and then he would see like his cartoons where he had that jaded view of like those people that are so-called villains are really just trying to achieve something too, and the heroes keep stopping them. How come they don't want the heroes don't let them win? Like, they just want to achieve something too. So it's like you look at it and you're thinking like, oh well, that kind of makes sense, but you have to think of how nefarious their plans are. So it's like you think, yeah, they're villains and they're trying to achieve something that might be good, but who knows if that isn't like what they're actually trying to do. And Garo's so busy worrying about being strong. I don't think he's technically trying to be a villain, but it's just he's so vindictive and like merciless. And my man, Licenseless Rider needs to become another protege of Saitama, because Saitama's got a gang now. He's got freaking King on his side. He's got that chick that's the psychic number 2's sister. He's got what's his name? My man, mechanized The mechanized man. What is his name? I'm mad. I do not know. But you know who I'm talking about. His number 2 that automatically thinks, he's like, Sensei, what should I do here? And Saitama's like, I don't know, just be a hero. He's like, okay, master. Like, you know, it's funny. This comic book is so funny. And when it gets serious, and the thing is, Saitama has that air of like, he only gets slightly serious. Like in the times that he's serious, like when he puts up that front of like, I'm way too powerful for you, you see it and you see like, yo, he is going to destroy somebody, but it's never really his most serious. Even when he was fighting against the Cyclops guy, you're thinking like, all of that time they've been knocking each other out. He went to the moon, jumped off of the moon's surface, which looked like enough power to freaking shatter the moon, came back to Earth and wrecked this guy. And the dude was like, you weren't even bearing your real fangs this whole time. You know, like, how strong is Saitama? Which it made me think, is Saitama the original holder of All Might's One for All? Because they got Hero Academy. So, I mean, but still, think about it. All Might's power from Boku no Hero is a culmination of fighters who basically put their heart and soul into this thing. And it gets more and more powerful throughout the years because of the fighters it's been passed down to. Could you imagine if Saitama is the original holder of All for One? Could you imagine that? I mean, I'd like to see like All Might in his prime and Saitama, and I'm trying to think of who else gets shit done with like one punch. I mean, I'd throw Luffy in there, but I don't know. I mean, then again, Luffy's body is rubber, so he might be able to withstand some of the force. But you gotta think, Luffy did destroy Noah, but is Noah the same size? Okay, maybe. But no, actually, you know what? I don't know, because Luffy cracked Noah in half, and Saitama completely obliterated that meteorite. And I'm thinking that those two things were in similar size. So, because that meteor was going to kill an entire city, and that Noah was about to crash onto the Atlantic City. So, I don't know if Luffy's as strong as Saitama. Now, I'm going to catch flack for that. All the freaking One Piece fans like, Luffy's the strongest. Think about it. Saitama destroyed a meteor that's probably comparable to the size of Noah or bigger with one punch. Luffy used his hockey fist with multiple punches to crack that in half. Now, that's a feat. I'm not going to lie. But Saitama did it in one punch. So really, who is more OP? Come on, fans. Don't be crazy. Anyway, so this so as we are now, it's White Fang is trying to figure out how he's gonna, I guess, take down Goro, because this dude is freaking super freaking powerful, and like he doesn't, and the reason why he beat up his protege is because his protege is basically like Rock Lee, just like, master, teach me everything. And he's like, I can't have you. You're way too weak for this dojo. And I mean, I had you around because you were trying your best. But if Goro comes here, he is gonna murder you, and I do not want you to be here. I can see it already. That's what he's doing. Because I don't think he's just gonna beat up on his protege like he did and just maim him and just be like, oh, you're just weak. No, out of nowhere, he's not gonna do that. This is a protection thing. He beat him up rough, but he's still living. He was still able to get out of there. So, you know, White Fang's being a soft old man. But anyway, all in all, One Punch Man is a new favorite of mine. Even though it was already a favorite of mine, I was already a fan of Saitama, but after catching up after a little while ago, I'm just like, yo, this manga is the best. It is so hilarious, and when it gets serious, it's like, yo, what can't Saitama do? What can't that one punch get through? And you think about, now thinking about this, when he fought that Cyclops guy, he wasn't putting his whole force into it, and he used multiple punches. So we can say that One Punch Man is using a couple more blows now and then, especially against somebody that's comparable to his power. And, you know, he had to take a few punches out. But the thing is that when he said, like, oh, you weren't even fighting at your full max anyway, I'm thinking, like, so he was sitting there hitting him with light jabs? So basically his little taps is strong enough to probably wreck your whole body. And that's his light work. Like, how strong are you? I'm thinking like Toriko, after honoring the food and doing like an infinitum Kugi punch, I don't even know if that would be strong enough to stop Saitama's punch. And Toriko's my favorite. Toriko is my favorite. After Naruto stopped, Toriko was the new one that came in that I was reading from the jump. And that was my favorite manga after Naruto. And I was like, yo, Toriko's strong. But I read a little bit of Saitama, and I knew he was tough too. But when I seen his feats recently and comparatively, I'm thinking like, yo, I don't even think Toriko... Like the only see, the thing is it's hard to gauge these people until it gets to Dragon Ball Z level, because Dragon Ball Z is like the pinnacle, like power. There's other anime that have power comparable to that as well, to where they're like god level power. But Dragon Ball Z is like the main anime manga that basically showcases that these people are powerful enough to destroy the planet. And Toriko kind of displayed a little bit of that in his manga, especially with Naki King Jiro being strong enough to stop the world's motion for, if not a second, the entire planet. And that planet is not the size of Earth. It's about, what is it, like 4 or 14? I don't know how much bigger, but it is way many times bigger than Earth originally was. And he was able to stop the entire planet's rotation and everything on it for a couple of seconds. Naki King Jiro, my hero. My Boku no hero. Anyway, so just One Punch Man. I'm waiting for that new manga to drop. I'm waiting for it, and I'm gonna review it, punching it straight through the seams. I'm gonna make sure that I get there and get you guys a review for that. So that's basically my breakdown of One Punch Man. I hope you like it. Comment, subscribe. I hope you liked everything. I hope you enjoyed my singular poster back here. Eventually I'll get some more stuff. Sorry I'm not like the rest of the reviewers where I'm having like a wall of like my manga collection and all that stuff. I don't have the space in my room. Anyway, so I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe. Please like it anywhere that you go. And Prince wants to say hello. Hey, Prince. Anyway, comment, like, and subscribe for Prince. And just remember that the dawn always rises on a new day. Brandino!